Good evening. Welcome to WSBI, your resource for success podcast program, where you get to meet inspiring women-owned businesses from across the country. And now, for your host, Kimberly McElmore.
All right. Hello. Good evening and welcome to another night of sharing. With us, we have Erobogha Azeza, CEO and founder of Heavenly Travels and Events. Welcome, Erobogha.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. All right. So we finally got this interview set up, and I'm so excited about learning about your traveling company. And I've been kind of paying attention to you on Facebook, and I do want to say thank you for all the likes and the love that I get from you.
No problem.
Yeah, so I think it's really great that, you're sharing your information and then also, watching others. So that's always important and it always helps us out. So as we get started, why don't you just tell the listeners just a little bit about yourself. And when you're talking, please talk into the mic so I can hear you clearly. And so can the listeners.
Okay. Well, my name is Erobogha Azeza. I'm the CEO and founder of Heavenly Travels and Events. I am a chef. I'm a pastry chef, a caterer, event planner, but I'm also a travel agent. And my travel company, I do mostly booking travel, also offering a business opportunity to be a travel agent, but also event planning. So anything event planning, I do that also.
Okay.
So,
All right. So before we dive into the actual questions and so forth, just give me a little bit more and tell the listeners just a little bit about yourself. Now, are you originally from New York area?
Yes, I'm born and raised in New York.
Right.
In Queens, New York, Jamaica, New York, actually. And I recently just moved to Harlem, New York. So I have a nice 1-bedroom apartment in Harlem, New York right now, which I'm loving it. I'm on like 140th Street. So it's very, it's
okay,
very good.
No, I'm not real familiar with 140th Street. So what's special about 140th Street?
Well, no, it's like, because mostly when people talk about Harlem, they always think about like actually 125th Street, then 145th Street. So I'm like a few blocks away from 145th Street. But usually people think about 125th Street, the Apollo, stuff like that.
Oh, gotcha.
Eateries and stuff like that. So we have a lot of eateries and stuff like that around me.
Okay.
So it's really cool.
Well, I guess, but with you being a chef and everything, how do you enjoy going out and tasting other people's food, or do you prefer your own with you being a chef?
Well, I love to cook, but I as long as the food is good, I like that. But if it's not good, I have a problem with that. It's like I could be one of the worst critics around, because if you're say like lobster mac and cheese, okay. Say if you're saying something like that, so you're already having in your mind what you might have with lobster mac and cheese, how it would taste, and it should taste delicious because you having a meat like lobster, which is very sweet and upper crust and everything. But if it's not seasoned properly, seasoned well, and it's not showcasing that spectacular seafood, then you get disappointed. So I'm really into like truth in advertising and stuff like that. If you portray it as something, then I want it to taste like what you're saying that it's going to taste like. So
exactly. Well, I kind of figured that's why I thought I would ask you that question, because I'm like, most chefs have a hard time going out without being, like you said, critical, and because you do understand how foods should be tasting, and and like you said, if it doesn't look good and it's not seasoned properly, it's going to really be hard, to sell, and especially for someone like you who really understands that whole process. But just to kind of get back into the actual interview, what I want to ask you is, how long have you been doing your travel events at your travel agency, Heavenly Travels and Events? How long have you been in business?
For about a year and a month. I started it in February of 2017, and now I just ranked up to an executive consultant, which means that I have 3 people underneath me as far as my downline goes.
Okay.
And I'm helping train them to train other people into doing their own travel business themselves. So
Okay.
that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to rank up even more, of course,
Of
because there's
course.
different levels. But yeah, I just got executive like maybe last month.
Okay. Yeah, I noticed that you take a lot of training. You're very well
Yes.
educated in understanding the background of what it takes
Hmm.
to have a travel agency. But you're actually connected. Explain, I guess, how does it work in order to have, excuse me, in order to have a travel
Hmm.
agency company? Talk to the listeners a little bit of how the process works before you can. I mean, it's obvious that once you're connected, you obviously can still do travel agency, putting together packages and so forth. But talk about the process
Hmm.
of what it takes to get to that point.
Well, when you first start, you sign up underneath somebody else. What that would be called your sponsor. And my sponsor is a silver right now, and her name is Danielle Green. I signed up under her. She didn't even like really pressure me or anything. She just showed me or shared the opportunity with me.
Mm-hmm.
And we're with the company called Evolution Travel,
Okay.
but we have a host company of Archer Travel, which is ran by Ron Archer, and he's the CEO of Evolution Travel also.
Mm-hmm.
But he's been in the business for over 65 years, so we get a lot of knowledge from him and his expertise. That's our host company, you know. So we when you first start, you sign up under a link, and when you sign up, then you as you're signing up, you actually put down your business name that you want for your website
Mm-hmm.
and for your travel page, and then you go through what's called PTA training, which is professional travel training. It's a series of 14 videos, and they show you the ins and outs. It's basically like travel agent 101,
Okay.
and they show you what it takes and what you need to do in order to be an effective travel agent. And as and when you talked about the trainings, that they're called certifications
Mm-hmm.
because there's certain specialties that I like or as part of my niche or a groove that I would want to be in.
Right.
So I have a lot of certifications because they we have free travel training where I take different certifications, and today I actually did two more of them.
Right.
But I have a lot of travel certifications because there's a lot of aspects that I like about travel that I specialize in.
Okay. And
Mhm.
what are the ones that you truly specialize in that helps you, I guess, put packages together and talk to potential clients that say, hey, I'm looking
Mhm.
to go on travel. So how do you? I don't want to use the words entice, but what do you utilize to say this is what my specialty is? This is where I can work with you better because like you said, there's so much out there that
Yeah.
it's hard to determine what would be probably the best because you can get pretty overwhelmed. So what is your actual specialty in the travel agency world?
Well, I'll say that it's an attraction thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's who I want to attract, what type of clients I want to attract to me would
Okay.
be foodie clients, culinary tours, would be honeymoons and weddings, would be events, would
Mm-hmm.
be cruises especially. So those are really my niches to do, even spa trips or resort trips and destination trips.
Okay. Yeah, and
Mhm.
usually, yeah, I like the spa trip and the destination because I love to get
Well, I love
massage.
spa. I just
Yeah.
love spa.
Yeah, that would be
Spa
that
is an
would be
event
good.
for me.
Right,
You know.
right, exactly. Yeah, that would definitely be one that would entice me to come on board. Be like, okay, what can I get? Because I have actually done a cruise a couple years ago, and I really enjoyed. That was one thing that I did was the spa, and I thought that was really
Yes.
nice. Yeah, and the ones I like the best are really the all inclusive because I
Yes.
feel like you don't have to have that
You don't have
that
to worry
worry
about
about
things.
anything. Exactly, so I really enjoy those type of cruises. So tell me a little bit because you've only been in the business for a little over a year. Talk about some of the
Mhm.
challenges that you've been facing as you've been trying to build your business.
Well, the biggest challenge that I've been facing is actually it's a two-rung thing, I should say. Twofold thing.
Mm-hmm.
I want to have definitely I have to sort out meaning that, we say that amateurs try to convince people to come on, and professionals, they sort out. And I need quality people. I want quality people that are my clients. I want quality people that are my business partners. And I'm going through a lot of different things of sorting out, especially team building, because right now I'm focusing a lot on team building. Because I believe I'm the type of leader that likes to lead the way I like to be led. I like to pour into my team, and make sure they have the right information so they can effectively run their business. I'm not going to run your business for you, but I'm going to help you, guide you where you can run your business effectively for yourself and the way you want to run your business.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
But being that, with the type of connection and how you're actually attached to the Evolution organization with all the training that they do provide. But like I said, that's a great aspect of it. But you as a mentor, you're actually help mentoring these ladies or men who are attached to your group, because it's not, even though you may have the training that's available, it's more than just that piece of it. And I'm sure a big part of it is truly understanding and learning the aspect of running a business. It's, it's not just about, well, I'm a travel agency. There's so many other pieces that come with that. So what do you, when as a mentor for your group, what other, opportunities or trainings would you provide directly to them outside of what is being given to getting your certifications through Evolution?
Well, I actually, I shared, because I have my own group as far as my downline goes. Anybody that's on my downline, I have a specific group where I relay information. I relay different, aspects of the business and stuff like that, as far as how you might want to go about doing things, posting, stuff like that, and I share with them pictures that they can use in post, because right now we have a promotion going on that's like $30 a month for the first month to start up. And so I shared with them like a series of pictures that they could use in their posts. And I tell them also, if they need help with writing posts, I can give them help with writing posts, because I actually write too. So I help them with wording or whatever like that. Also with booking, if they're being stumped on booking, or different aspects of the business, where I teach them what I've been taught. What I've been taught by my mentors, by my sponsor, and by my silver and my golds. I definitely have a lot of contact with them on a actually weekly basis, where if I'm stumped on something or I need certain information, need to know how to do something, they explain it to me, they show me how to do it, so I can show somebody else. So that's what I do.
Okay. Right. Because like I said, that's important, being that even though they're getting the certifications that they need, but being a true mentor is probably the most important aspect of what you're doing in a business, especially if you're building a team. 'Cause like you said, you're being taught, but at the same time, you have to teach others how to benefit in order for them to grow as well. So, I guess talk to me a little bit about what do you feel has been some of your greatest, or I guess explain to me one of your great successes that you've had since you've been in the business.
Well, actually, I'm really proud of my certifications, because I have a lot of certifications, and I actually won, 2 cruises already.
Wow.
One, yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. And a lot of people say free cruises, but it's not free. It's, the cruise itself. Yeah. But you have to pay taxes, fees, and gratuities, or if you need a flight, yeah, of course, that too.
Right.
But I won them, and I'm working on my third actually. I won them from Princess Cruises and Cunard Cruises. So it's those are, I would say they're close to luxury if you really want to talk about cruising goes.
Okay.
Because the Princess ship is the Love Boat ship. Yeah. but it has so many things that are included. And then the Cunard, it's that is like the epitome of luxury. They call it White Star Service or you White Glove Service, where they have so many different things, and that like you have your own, the ratio of your personal butler. You have a personal butler.
Wow.
So
Wow. I didn't know the risk
yeah.
cruises like that.
Yeah. The Cunard Cruise is like, it's up there. It's like the top of the chain.
Okay.
And they're under the One Source umbrella, the One Source company. So it's like that's been an accomplishment for me, and it's good that I've become a Commodore, which means I went through 4 different levels in order to become a Commodore in Princess and in Cunard. And once you become Commodore, you went through the 4th level. Is first officer, there's captain, there's staff captain, then it's Commodore. Okay. And when you go through Commodore, that means that you have gone through the last rung, and now you're eligible for your cruise.
Wow.
And also, yes, and also you're eligible for a certain status. So when you're Commodore, when you get on the ship, you actually have an elite status when you're on the ship. So it's it's an awesome thing.
Well, that is awesome. That is awesome.
Yes, it is. And
now, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I do have a quick question. Now, when you're talking about these levels to get those cruises, now is it the same type of? What are the different levels that you have though, in order to continue to grow within your? I guess the organization that you're attached to, and as a business. Now, I guess is that the same type of thing? Where you're saying,
no.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know too. Okay.
Yeah, the certifications, there is a certain levels within that company, because when the certifications, you're learning that brand, you're learning what's going on with that brand, and you go through certain levels or certain rungs that you to actually become eligible for the cruise, eligible for the discounts and the perks that they give you. Each level has a different one, but at the pinnacle of that level is you get the cruise. And, that's really awesome, because if you look at it this way, the cruise usually is a few $1,000s if you really don't want to talk about cruises.
Right.
And since it's actually basically almost free, because you're only paying a few $100s, which is the taxes, the fees and stuff, depending on what trip you pick, because they have, you could pick the trip. They have a calendar about which ones are available. And there's a lot of included. It's really all inclusive for the most part, except for maybe specialty, dining and stuff like that. So, but these cruises, those two are they're beyond moderate. They're close to luxury, because Cunard is luxury. Princess is very close to luxury. As far as quality goes. Now, as far as the business aspect, there are 6 levels of business. Okay. When you first start on, you sign up, and you go through the PTA training, you are now a consultant. That's the first rung. The second rung is executive, where you have 3 people underneath you, as far as 3 active agents that bought the PTA package and they went through the training, and they're under you now. So you're trying to help them get to their next level also, which would be executive for them. Then the next level would be bronze, which is another 3 people. So now you would have 6 agents. Then the next level is silver, which is a very awesome level to be on, because as a silver, you can help your team members. You're helping them grow as well as yourself. But it's when you're doing silver, you're trying to get to the next level, which is gold. But silver, you have to have 9 agents underneath you. Okay. And as you're preparing to become gold, you have to have 15 agents underneath you, active agents. But 3 of those 15, you have to bring them to silver, help them become silver. And then you become a gold. But in that, if you have 15 agents and they're not silver yet, then you're called gold qualified.
Okay.
but you're on your way to becoming gold. And then there's platinum, which is the top. It's the top rank. Platinum goes from platinum itself to 1 to 8 star. So
Okay.
those are the levels, and you start getting, once you start getting gold, you start getting a monthly leadership bonus of $1,000, and
Okay.
then it goes up as you go up, because now there's a position called double gold, which wasn't there before, but because a lot of people are crushing their goals, they have become they have become double gold, which is like the founder was saying how y'all invented a new position because
Right.
that's how
Right.
you're crushing stuff. So I'm like, okay, well, that's awesome.
Yeah, that is good. That's a great incentive to know that people can move up pretty quickly on their levels. But the thing I think is
Yes.
really amazing, I'm saying, listening to what you're talking about, but I think the thing that's neat for your clientele is that you're actually have the capability of setting up a cruise or a travel event for a clientele that's suited for their needs, their specific needs, and that's also including their pricing, because not everybody can afford the top of the top, but they can still have a great opportunity. So I think that's the beauty about your type of business that you have, that you can
Yes.
provide them the luxury that they need to have at the level that they can afford to have it.
Because a lot of people don't realize that you can travel on a budget.
Exactly.
And I
Exactly.
believe in dealing quality work from everybody from budget friendly to luxury,
Exactly.
And so I believe in having that kind of broad base. And what you're doing is really, you're selling a memory, you're selling an experience. So, and that goes with anything hospitality. Anything hospitality, you're actually selling an experience. Even with food, you're selling an experience. It's not just what you're eating, it's visual.
Exactly.
So, and it's the ambiance and everything that you had during that experience. So, as if it's a memorable experience, then they will come back and be a repeat customer. So that is what I try to do. I try to give them the best possible experience for their buck, more bang for their buck.
Right. Well, and the number one thing you just said is that repeat customers will come back when they have great customer service, and that's the key. And as
I believe in customer service.
Exactly, because that seems to be a lost field. In today's environment, is the customer service has kind of gone out the window. So being in the type of business that you're in, it's very important that you maintain that. So like you said, so you can have those repeat customers and provide them the luxuries that they want to have, and that experience, on that trip, whether it's a cruise or whether just traveling to a different type of destination. That's very important. So,
and I have a background in customer service. I used to work for Delta Airlines, and I was airline customer service. So, but I worked in every aspect. I did stuff with luggage, bagging there, and tagging, what they call bagging and tagging. But I did mostly customer service, but I billed tickets. I even booked reservations for people, all kind of stuff. So I have experience in it before I even became a part of Evolution. Because I've had experiences with travel agents and the way they go, because back in the day, especially a certain thing, there was an experience with Alitalia. Alitalia is the official airline for Italy. So what happens is, a lot of these people that came to my line, they would have problems with their tickets. So a travel agent, and I will say not a reputable one, they just took their money and they messed up their ticket. So I ended up having to, what they call, unhook a ticket and then build it back up again. And I ended up having to change their ticket in order for them to be able to go on their flight. And it's an international flight. That's why they tell you at the airport, if you're going domestic, come about 2 hours early.
Right.
If you're going international, come about 3 or 4 hours early, because something could be wrong with your ticket. And I've worked out many of people's ticket and stuff. When you become a problem solver, you become invaluable.
That's right. So. That's right. Absolutely. All right. So, okay, let me ask a couple other questions before we close this out. So, if another individual wanted to come and talk to you about starting a business, what good advice would you give them?
I would first ask them, why do you want to start a business? What is your why? Your why should motivate you. And during the times when you have tough times, or when you want to give up on your business, you want to get up on everything, you need to look back at why you're doing this, Right. So what is your why? And your why should be so important to you and so motivational that it makes you, they say your why should make you want to cry, or make you, because your why could be your children. Your why could be making a better life before your children even get here. Because for me, I don't have a family yet. So mine is about building a future for an upcoming family. You know what I'm saying? Right. So and also on another, I'm gonna be a little bit transparent. I just came away from being homeless. I was homeless for 2.5 years. Wow. So yeah. Well, congratulations. So thank you. It was because of a program with Mayor de Blasio. His wife has been the catalyst of a lot of reform and change. Being in a multiracial relationship, he has dealt with a lot of things that's on a different scale, about especially the African American scale, because his children are, of course, half white and half black. So it's like but his wife is very much a catalyst and an advocate for all type of people of color, not just that, but for women, period, too. So it was they came up with a program called Link, which is living in families with crisis or something like that. Okay. And it's a program where you can get an apartment, but for lower income. But it's quality. It's an awesome apartment, but it's low income housing. Okay. Well, like they say, it's not where you come from, it's where you're heading to. So that's right. You're doing a fantastic job, and you continue to pat yourself on the back and continue to work hard. That's what's important, right? Yes. Yes. All right, sweetheart. Can you tell the listeners how they can get a hold of you? Okay. Like I was saying before, I'm in Harlem, New York. And you can go to my website, which would be www.heavenlytravelsandevents.net. All right. And can they also get a hold of you on your social media platforms? Oh, yes. My page is Heavenly. It's my name, Erobogha Azeza. If you start typing an E and an R, it'll come up. Right. And it's also, I have 2 other pages. I have my business page, which is Heavenly Travels and Events on Facebook. And then I also have Roby's Heavenly Travels. You get paid to travel. So those are my 2 other ones. All right. Well, that is awesome. Well, I want to thank you for coming on my show tonight. Do you have any last words for the listeners? No, I just, actually, I just want to tell people, follow your dreams and follow, because I believe that your dreams are actually visions and certain things that God is telling you and showing you that is something that he wants you to do or you're called to do. So don't let your dreams die, because your dreams are something that God actually gave you, not you yourself, because your dreams are always bigger than you. Absolutely. All right. Well said, and a good way to end our interview. Like I said, I would like to thank you again for coming on tonight and sharing your story. For everyone else, enjoy the rest of your evening, and remember, check us out now. We are all on iHeartRadio. But until next time, you have a great evening. Thank you.
Good night, everyone. We will be back next Thursday evening at 7 p.m. Follow us on Spreaker, www.spreaker.com/user/WSBI. View our new WSBI website anytime at www.wsbillc.com and on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Instagram.